Before we talk about electric cars, before we talk about China, before we talk about government policy, you need to understand one uncomfortable fact. There is a product that could immediately reduce your cost of living, and you are not allowed to buy it. Not because it's unsafe, not because it doesn't work, not because it failed regulation. You're blocked from it because if Americans did have access to it, an entire industry would be forced to explain something it has spent decades avoiding. Why transportation has become a financial trap. This is not a story about technology. It's a story about control, pricing, and who gets to decide what affordable means. At some point, owning a car stopped being normal. In the United States today, the average price of a new vehicle is over $48,000. That number doesn't include interest. It doesn't include insurance. It doesn't include long-term maintenance. Monthly payments of $600, $700, even $900 are no longer rare. Loan terms stretch 6, 7, sometimes 8 years, longer than many people keep their jobs. And slowly, without a single announcement, this became normal. Commercials still show freedom, open roads, smiling families, but behind the scenes, cars became debt instruments. Electric vehicles were supposed to change this. Fewer moving parts, lower energy costs, lower maintenance, a reset. Instead, EVs arrived wearing luxury branding, massive batteries, oversized screens, features no one asked for, with price tags that made them inaccessible to the people they were supposedly built for. But somewhere else in the world, the EV story went very differently. In China, electric vehicles are not aspirational products. They are appliances. They are designed the same way refrigerators are designed, or washing machines, or smartphones. Reliable, affordable, mass-produced. Companies like BYD, SAIC, Wuling, Chery, and Geely don't build cars to impress reviewers. They build cars to move people. The most famous example is the Wuling Hongguang Mini EV. It doesn't look impressive, it doesn't try to, but it has a real electric drivetrain, passenger seating, a usable city range, modern safety systems, and it sells for the equivalent of $5,000 to $10,000. Millions have been sold, not as experiments, not as giveaways, as default transportation. BYD, now the largest EV manufacturer in the world, selling more EVs globally than Tesla, offers electric sedans and compact SUVs for $15,000 to $25,000. These cars drive daily. They survive traffic. They serve families. They are not niche. They are normal. And once you see that, one question becomes impossible to ignore. Why don't Americans get access to this? Officially, the United States does not ban Chinese electric cars. Instead, it builds a wall that doesn't look like one. In 2024, the US government imposed a 100% tariff on Chinese-made electric vehicles. A $20,000 car instantly becomes $40,000. Before shipping, before certification, before dealership margins. Then come the additional barriers. Chinese EVs are excluded from federal EV tax credits. Extra regulatory scrutiny is applied. National security investigations are opened. The message is never spoken out loud. It's calculated. No low-cost Chinese EV can survive in the US market under these conditions. The car isn't banned by law, it's banned by math. The official explanation sounds reasonable. You're told Chinese EVs are heavily subsidized, unfairly priced, a threat to American jobs. There are concerns about data collection, software control, supply chain dependence. And to be fair, some of these concerns are real. China aggressively supports its industries. Its supply chains are vertically integrated. Its companies benefit from scale. But here's where the story starts to break. Because none of that explains the fear. The real danger of a $20,000 EV isn't espionage. It's comparison. American automakers didn't fail because they lacked capability. They made a strategic choice. For decades, the US auto industry optimized for large vehicles, high margins, financing-driven profits. Pickup trucks and SUVs became profit engines. Small, affordable cars quietly disappeared. When EVs arrived, the strategy stayed the same. Instead of building affordable electric transportation, companies built $70,000 electric trucks, $80,000 electric SUVs, luxury EVs packed with complexity. Because expensive cars protect margins, affordable cars expose them. China didn't build status symbols. China built transportation, and they got very good at it. A truly affordable EV breaks more than expectations. It breaks systems, it lowers fuel dependency, it lowers maintenance costs, it shortens loan terms, it threatens dealership financing models, extended loan structures, the justification for inflated entry-level prices. If a reliable $20,000 EV entered the US market, consumers would ask a single question. If this costs $20,000, why does mine cost $50,000? There is no answer that doesn't collapse the illusion. Tariffs are framed as protection for workers, but in practice they protect legacy automakers from price competition, outdated business models from collapse, a system built on expensive vehicles. There is a cruel irony here. High EV prices slow adoption. Gasoline cars stay on the road longer. Infrastructure grows slower. The cheapest EV is often the most important one, and it's the one Americans don't get. Chinese EVs are already sold in Europe, Australia, Latin America, Southeast Asia. They pass crash tests. They meet global standards. They operate in modern economies without issue. The US isn't protecting consumers from unsafe cars. It's protecting a market from a price collapse. This isn't about one car. It's about control over the future of transportation. China dominates battery manufacturing, EV supply chains, low-cost platforms. The US dominates brand power, software, high-margin vehicles. Allowing cheap Chinese EVs into the US would force painful adaptation. Instead of adapting, the system built a wall. Tariffs don't stop change. They delay it. Chinese companies are already building factories outside China, partnering with foreign brands, designing vehicles to bypass trade barriers. Meanwhile, American consumers are exhausted. 7-year loans, $800 payments, cars that feel like financial cages. Pressure is building. Something will give. Right now, somewhere in the world, a $20,000 electric car is driving quietly through a city. No gas, no noise, no payment that feels like rent. It exists, it works. And you're not allowed to buy it. Not because it's bad, but because it's too good. Too affordable? From the wrong place. And if you're wondering why cars keep getting more expensive, now you know exactly where not to look. Stories like this don't appear in commercials or press releases. They live in incentives, quiet decisions, and things no one benefits from explaining clearly. If this made you see the system differently, stay curious. This is only one piece of a much larger picture.